I have too much scrap paper. Let's do something about that. Bro just fell out. What? How are they coming out backwards? Who made this? Much better. These are some just patch sheets that we had. The frame for the tutorial I'm looking at is pretty flat. There's not this much depth, so I wonder how that's gonna go. And then I'll make another one, same size, out of the chicken wire. This one goes first. I have just made a grave mistake that will plague the rest of this process. And it jammed again. So this is where we are right now. This container has all the water and some of the paper shreds. It's not very finely shredded. So this is the routine. We have the soaked paper shreds here. They go into this container which has rocks in it. I shake it around. Then I dump that into here, get the rocks out, put it back, get all the water out, and then as I'm getting it out, I'm squishing it with my hands. Then it goes into this container when I have enough, goes in this container with hot water, and it gets much more fine. Alright, so I just tapped it and then it fell. So it broke a little bit. Here there was a cut. I don't think it's going to stay together particularly well. There's also a cut here, but I mean it's not terrible. The surface that was on the grid, I quite like the texture. I think it'll be serviceable. Keep on drying it with this fabric. It does not wick moisture. I mean, it wicks moisture too well, really. But the texture is one that I like. I feel like I need a flat surface instead of my hand, so that the thickness doesn't change. So now I have this mixture here, which is much more gooey. I don't think it's going to be thin enough still, but I'm going to try to make a larger sheet now. So this is the second piece of paper. It dried much flatter, which is a good thing, but this is cracked, by the way. If you couldn't tell, it's right there and there. It's sticking completely. I don't know how to get it off without breaking the paper, because it's just going to snap it like that. So at least the paper is strong. The surface is really smooth on the other side, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I didn't think it would stick this much. This is certainly better than the other stuff, for sure. I still need to get it thinner so it doesn't squish as much when you write, but also because like the amount of paper, like sheets of paper I'm using per sheet of this really thick stuff is tremendous and bad. Hi, today is June 3rd. This is the bucket. As you can see, it has been outside for quite a long time. Kind of under the deck, so it doesn't get too wet. The idea was the heat might make it... Oh god. We got a cocoon. The idea was that the heat might be able to cook the paper a bit more, make it more malleable. I should have had a stirring stick somewhere here. Time to open this up. I know this is gonna smell really bad and be nasty and gross. They're powdery. Why are they powdery? So my hypothesis is correct. This is much goopier. The paper is more thoroughly wetted, which is good. However, it does seem that the inside has been compromised. It's a gnarly smell in here. I don't know if I want moldy, like, paper sheets. I guess if they dry out properly, it wouldn't really be an issue. I was looking back at the footage, and I realized that I never submerged it in water. If you built your mold and decal correctly, you would put the paper inside the decal, I think, which has ridges on the top side of the decal, which prevents the paper from coming out. I built it the opposite way because I was an idiot. And then you would dunk it in a water pan to evenly spread out the paper. I think I can try to make that happen with this, and we can see what happens. If this does not work, I believe that will be the final try. And this will just go to wherever wet paper goes when it dies. Okay, so we got the water, we got the little tray thing. We got things to dry it on which aren't glass and which should not shatter, and which will probably make a smooth surface. The key here is I gotta hold these together, and then we're gonna dunk it in. Hopefully that will smooth out the surface. Okay, it's kind of working. Yeah, it kind of smoothed it out over there. I think I just have to break up these chunks. I think we have way too much paper in here. We're folding it so it's nice and even. Just trying to push out the water. Because right now it's so saturated that if you push down, the water will just drip out. Let's see if it comes out. Oh my god. That's the best one we've ever done. That's incredible. Just patch this hole here. So here is the piece of paper. It was drying pretty flat actually when it started drying. Corner fell off, but I mean overall this is quite good. It is still incredibly thick, and I don't think I'll be able to make it any thinner unless I really pulverize this. And the entire plan was to not use, a lot of electricity or anything. Compared to the other ones, this one's actually thicker. And the writing surface is not as smooth. It's kind of lumpier, actually. I think the new one is actually worse than one of the old ones. Even though I never really got a good final result, it was still a fun project to try.